Welcome back to Punta Gorda, Florida, where we have mixed doubles action here on Championship Court, getting you set with some pre-qualifiers here in Florida. Taking a live look at the teams warming up, it's going to be Jason McNulty and Cynthia McPherson taking on Stephen Bass and Anri Ferris here. So you guys, as the resident pickleball experts, know a little bit about these players and certainly could be very new for our audience. Tell us a little bit about these two teams.
We've seen Jason McNulty before. He played with Andre Mick on a championship Sunday. Where were we at? We were in St. Louis, I believe?
No. Cincinnati.
Somewhere hot in the Midwest.
That swing that we had in 2023.
Yes. But there's Jason McNulty on court right now. We've seen him plenty of times. And then his counterpart, Cynthia McPherson. Haven't seen much of her, but have heard her name thrown around. We like to see the newcomers here on Championship Court. And also have seen Stephen Bass before. Big player, Chad. Nice and tall. We've seen the youngster around here before.
Yeah, he's made some deeper runs in singles and had a couple of upsets in 2023. The same with Cynthia McPherson. I've seen her more as far as the singles side of it. So it'll be interesting to get a look at her double side. Like you said, we've seen Jason McNulty quite a few times. Anri Ferris, this is the first time that I'm going to get a look at her. But we see Stephen Bass on the screen right now.
And we have a look, like you mentioned, Jason McNulty, it was in Cincinnati that he and Andre Mick took home the bronze in men's doubles. So we've seen him before, but thank you guys for getting us set with the rest of these players. And the pre-qualifiers, like we mentioned, you have to win 2 in the pre-qualifiers in order to move on to the qualifiers and get a shot at the main draw. So we're getting you set for the second pre-qualifier match here of our mixed doubles action at the APP Punta Gorda Open.
We take a look at Anri Ferris right there.
She is partnered up with Stephen Bass, and here's a look at the rules for this pre-qualifier. 42 teams are in it. Top 4 advance to the qualifier. Because we've had so much rain here in Florida, as the residents of the state, you guys are going to get all the blame for that.
The pre-qualifier. Well, welcome to Florida in January. Let me just set
the record
straight. That for some reason this week in Florida happens to either be cold, windy, or rain.
We got all of it.
But yeah, the pre-qualifier was actually supposed to be played last night.
Right.
But we had a torrential downpour at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And once the sun goes down here and the humidity is out, there is no way for a court to dry. And then this morning, obviously, it rained until 2 o'clock here.
Yep.
So this draw was then supposed to be played this morning. Then the qualifiers were going to be at 10 o'clock. The main draw was supposed to be at 11. So, right now we're about 5.5 hours behind.
Who doesn't want to start 2024 with some excitement, though, huh?
Under the lights.
Hey, yes, we get to do it under the lights.
Under
we talked
the
about
lights.
that.
Yes.
It's going to be a blast. Taking a look at Anri Ferris, she is partnered up with Stephen Bass. And then, of course, we have Cynthia McPherson with Jason McNulty here on court. So, in a game to 11, we just saw one team punch their ticket 11-0. How do you find your rhythm in a game that only goes 11 points?
Find it quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, we talk about rally scoring and how important each point is. You have to come in with the mindset in this one game to 11 that it's basically rally scoring.
Right.
Because every point is critical. You can't get down. You don't have time to give up 4 or 5 points and say, I'll get a feel, I'll get a rhythm, go into game 2, and we can take 2 and 3, if anything. No. We've got to start strong, and we can't sit back at all.
So let's talk about Jason McNulty here for a minute, because like we mentioned, he did win a bronze here on the APP Tour last season. He partnered up with Andre Mick in men's doubles at the Vlasic Classic in Cincinnati. What do you like about seeing him back here on 2024? How have you guys seen his game grow?
Well, he's actually very sneaky. He has the ability to, flick a couple of speed ups and a few surprise attacks, but his main strength is that he is so good at counterattacking. He sits heavy on that backhand side. So anything that's sped up to him into the body, he gets on top of and punches it down to the feet. But he also has that ability in mixed doubles where he can switch quickly to that forehand. He's got a very short, compact swing.
And what I like about his game, too, is his ability to keep balls in play. And why him and Andre Mick had such a successful run is Andre Mick is that fiery, wants to play fast. Well, McNulty sat back, kept every ball in play, and let Andre Mick do his thing. Right now, in mixed doubles, it may have to be a little bit of a flip of a switch where McNulty has to be that dominant force, but he does have that in him. We've seen it. But when he played with Andre Mick, he was more of the setup person. Now, he's got to be more the spark here and let his partner kind of take over and set him up. So, again, they still have this one to go and another one if they want to get into just the qualifier right now.
Well, on the other side of the court, what I'm going to be looking for is Stephen Bass to be aggressive. Use his size and reach. Take those balls in the middle, really put some pressure on, play aggressive. They came through, they won their previous one 11-3, whereas McNulty and McPherson just scraped through at 12-10.
Ferris getting us started with the serve. McNulty, big overhead.
Switch hand.
To lefty. Oh, nice job there. Good defense there from Stephen Bass, and it was a great job because that ball should have been put away to the sideline, but he keeps letting him play left-handed.
So side out here, McPherson with the serve, and then that time Bass leaving the forehand just a little bit short.
Well, that's a tough return there from Ferris. She returns down the line, doesn't give herself a whole lot of time to get up to that kitchen line. McNulty steps up. So I'd like to see this return here either go, well, here she can go down the line a little bit more to find the backhand, but either more middle or cross to McPherson. Yeah, so she goes cross court there. McNulty has to step over. Timing's off a little bit, misses it into the net.
So it'll be a side out here. Ferris with an opportunity to put her team on the board. Just can't get the friendly roll off the net.
Yeah, she got a little too patient right there. She needs to pull the trigger on that. Ball's high enough just above her waistline to flip that ball down the middle.
McNulty into the net there. So Ferris and Bass.
Wasn't the best drive from Bass right there. It was a little bit high, but he did a good job of taking that fifth shot, going back behind McNulty after he stepped over.
That time catching him on the uncoil.
What the?
Who are you,
AJ?
Who are you right now? Did you do some studying while you're in New Zealand or something?
Listen, she's always ready. I just like to hold on to my vernacular, let you guys shine.
No. Stop with the big vernacular words for Chad.
Oh, that's a couple
easy mistakes on
returns.
And this is what you guys were talking about, is in a game to 11. It's 4-1, a 3-point lead. Important moment here for McNulty and McPherson to try to get the ball back on their side.
Good ball there from McNulty. Finally got it down to the feet of Ferris. But those balls that are shoulder high, you saw McNulty wasn't able to put a full swing on it. Straight arm, just trying to bring it down. Tougher ball there to even try to hit an overhead with. So if you're watching at home and you're watching the defense of staying in a point, it's okay to get a ball elevated.
Going to be McPherson with the serve.
Nice drive right there. And again, perfect spot, keeping it nice and low.
Bass with the forehand into the net. So just like that, McNulty and McPherson here down 4-1, but a quick 2 points has them right back in it.
Good defense there from Bass and Ferris, but again, just too much pressure there from McNulty.
Well, the tough part there is Bass trying to rush back to that kitchen line too quickly. He gets caught still moving.
Nice ball right there behind McNulty. Ferris reads it nicely and keeps it low enough where McNulty can't get on top of that.
Well, she set that up well as far as same stroke motion, same footwork as the ball that she rolled cross court. This one just held it on the paddle a little bit longer, snuck it down the line.
That serve, sailing long, pushes them onto their second serve. Stephen Bass with it. Forehand into the net.
Yeah, unforced error right there from McNulty. I know he's trying to make something happen right there, but again, that's a ball you got to keep in play.
5-4-2, the score for Ferris, for Bass's serve, excuse me.
Tough ball to roll from that low, and especially when you start accelerating and then you slow the swing down at contact to try and not hit it as hard, you don't get the acceleration roll, and that's why that ball went deep.
That time it was Ferris with some authority punching that ball past the paddle of McNulty.
Nice job right there from Stephen Bass again, making his presence felt in the middle. Good setup, keeping that ball slow, and then making himself nice and big in the middle for that put away.
Exactly what you said you wanted to see, Chad, when we talked about this matchup between these two teams. Few missed serves, though, by Bass and Ferris. Unforced errors, and in a game this close, it's a hard pill to swallow.
Oh, Bass just back foot didn't move, right?
Didn't move his feet.
No.
The cement is very wet right there at the kitchen line.
Left foot was just stuck.
So McNulty and McPherson get the ball back on their side. No points allowed on that service side. Trying to tie things up here.
Nice pressure there. McNulty again not allowing the ball to get across his body and get to his partner. He protects McPherson so well right there.
5-5-1. Score for McPherson's serve.
And just a little too tall there from McNulty. Lets that ball get too close to the body. Doesn't get enough extension. Drops it straight into the net.
Nice ball, a little inside out, holding it on the paddle. This is McPherson going right off the body of Stephen Bass.
Yeah, you see Bass jump to the forehand here. Was looking to get big. She recognizes it, goes right into that left hip.
Great spot there. And this is a very close match here as we have McNulty and McPherson. At one point, we're down 4-1 in this game to 11, and now have worked their way back to a 1-point lead here in our pre-qualifiers at the APP Punta Gorda Open. Gives us a chance for our Tervis hydration break, and all of us spraying our Tervises from 2023 to 2024. Chad is
He takes it
ready.
literally and just throwing elbows at me.
It's a hydration break, man.
Throwing
Come
elbows
on.
at me while he's
Okay.
drinking. That'd
Hey,
be nice.
at least mine's cold.
All of us
They're all
very
cold. They're
stoked
supposed to
to
be.
have our
No, that
services.
keeps
I
them hot
know.
as well.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah.
But here in
Oh,
Florida,
use
as
for
we've
these.
said, the sunshine has come out, so it's important for the water to stay cold in here, right?
Absolutely.
You guys got it.
Well,
Dialed.
I had the hot drinks this morning when it was
Yeah.
still a little chilly.
I will say, this is where California and Florida, we can come together and have some empathy for each other. Everybody from other states gives us a lot of grief when we say it's chilly, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not chilly to a lot of the country.
Right.
Right now, they'd
Well-
be looking at us going, wait a minute, it's like in the 60s.
It's chilly right now.
No,
But it's a little
I'm
chilly.
ready to put a jacket
putting
on,
my
and
jacket
we're
back
at,
on.
what, 74?
Yeah.
Anything
Listen.
below 75 is sweatshirt weather in Florida.
Yep. And as a San Diego native, I can
Concur.
empathize with that. Exactly. Cosign. So here we are. A truce from coast to coast.
Yeah, McPherson caught still moving there. The ball gets just behind the right hip.
So it'll be a side out here. Great angle taken there
Oh,
by McNulty.
Bass ends up into the fence, but also into the
Now he stepped.
video board on the sideline.
I don't know if he hit the corner of the LED board
Take another
Thank
look
you,
at
Dave.
or
it here.
if he slipped. We saw a board. Oh, yep, no, he took out the LED board. That, I mean, that's kind of like walking into the end of the bet and giving yourself a dead leg right there.
Nice drop right there from Ferris, allowing Bass to come in, poach that, put it away.
Very quickly putting any end to the question of are you okay after that last play. Ties us up, 6-all.
Can she speed that up? Yes. Was that right mechanically?
No.
No. Taking a step back there, hitting off the back foot, very difficult to get the roll that you need. Yes, take a step back, keep the chest and chin over the toes, then you can get that roll.
Nice job right there. Good point construction from Ferris and Bass right there. Ferris staying patient, going cross court, and Bass looking to poach in the middle, take over. Good footwork right there from Ferris. She noticed that McNulty was going to pull the trigger on that speed up. She jumped back about 3 feet behind the kitchen line to give herself a little more time. Just didn't get enough on it, but it was good footwork, good preparation.
Good
Just wide.
defense there from McNulty and McPherson to get those balls back.
Dom, what do we talk about with the overhead?
Oh, you
If
gotta
you're
hit an
hitting
angle.
it as hard as you can, straight down into the court, like Bass is right there, it's going to come back. We saw McNulty do it a couple of times, then he angled it, ended up bouncing Bass off the LED boards. It's not always the power, especially if you're hitting it straight down.
9-6-2, the score here for McNulty's serve.
Oh no, McNulty juked out his partner.
Deeks are in.
Another look at that here. Great
Yeah.
little cross-court Ernie there.
Yeah, Bass just didn't put enough power on that one, but good defense from McNulty.
Oh, nice angle and jump of the kitchen right there for the Burt, technically there from Bass, jumping in front of Ferris.
Nothing like a little Bert and Ernie here to start
I
2024.
was just about to say, it sounds like we're on Sesame Street.
Stephen Bass doing it all here on championship court. his partner, though, still with a ways to go
Oh.
to get back into it. And McPherson with a...
Bass actually jumped into that one.
Take another look here. You see...
If he ducks, it's out.
Ooh, she almost got so little of it that it stayed in.
She needed to mishit it a little bit more.
Yes. Took a full swing and didn't go anywhere because she got it off the edge guard.
So it's 9-7-1, the score here on Championship Court. McNulty and McPherson with the serve and the point to put them one away from winning this qualifier.
And it's a good shake and bake from McNulty and McPherson there. See, as soon as that ball is shorter, McNulty steps up, knows that McPherson's going to drive it, looks to close. Good aggressive finish.
Timeout called here on the court. This has been a fantastic matchup between these two teams, and I feel like when we talk about seeing these teams in the qualifier, right, we're talking about players who are in the middle of their pickleball journey, trying to get to the point where they're in the main draw. Let's take a look at this last point, and what are you seeing from these four that you like about the advancement of their game?
I'll talk about both the ladies, which we haven't seen much of, right? And what I'm seeing from McPherson, partnered up with Jason McNulty, you're seeing a lot of tennis. She's not coming up to the line completely every single time, so you're seeing her stay back a little more. But what I'm liking out of Ferris is her consistency and how she's consistently going cross court, and she's looking to reach in and speed that ball up, and she's got McNulty a couple times. I like that, and I like her aggressiveness.
It is a game point opportunity here for McNulty and McPherson. In the qualifier, they still have to win in the pre-qualifier, they still have to win one more game to get into the qualifier, which would then give them an opportunity to make it to the main draw. Ooh.
Stays in. A little bit of hesitation on one of those balls that was high. Didn't get as good of a swing on it. That one there from McPherson.
Just gets the line there, so it pushes them onto their second serve. Another opportunity to win the match here. And McPherson getting it done down the line, past Bass. McNulty, McPherson win one match here in the pre-qualifiers. One more there in the qualifiers. Let's take another look at this match point.
Yeah, nice point, nice finish here. McNulty and McPherson moving on. Again, just too much right there. McPherson going down the line. Bass almost laying out for it, trying to keep his team in it, but just too much. McNulty and McPherson 11-7. One more win for them, and they are in the qualifier.
We'll have more mixed doubles action when we return to the APP Punta Gorda Open.